Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Tuesday, the 13th of July 2021. So the news is the US stocks continue to hit records as earnings season nears. So if the earnings season is just upon us, then we could see further all-time highs at this rate, because obviously depends how you actually configure the earnings to make it look good. So, you can do anything you want with the figures, and that will support the market. That's the way it looks at the moment. And here's some other data to support it. This released earlier this morning at Barclaycard indicator of consumer spending up 11% year. June prior was 7.6. So coming out of the lockdowns, people are spending. 11% is massive on the year. But ultimately, it's coming. Nothing to do with football. One day the character of this market will change, and when it does, it will happen suddenly. And when it does, participants may find themselves psychologically unprepared. That's called a black swan event, a bit like COVID turning up, 9/11, etc. So we'll see if that happens. But again, it is coming. It's just delayed. Keep rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic and saying nothing in the hope that things will remain the same. Meanwhile, the implied volatility is reflecting this. We've got Thursday at 16.88. Friday at 14.51, and then Monday at 12.80. So you can see that the risk in the options premiums is to the downside, which is also bullish. Doesn't mean to say that we won't have minor corrections that we've seen, but overall at the moment they're managing to keep the illusion moving in an upward trajectory. Today, though, important news, as I mentioned yesterday, we've got the CPI news out at 1:30. The market will be waiting for this, so we could see the market sideways this morning, just as a heads up. Very important news item, probably the most important one of the week. So let's have a look at the Dow. We'll start off with the daily chart. You can see yesterday the market moving to the upside, taking out the 89, which we didn't on Friday. But again, moving to the upside. We didn't take out the all-time high that we have back here in May, but that needs to be taken out in order to move high. I could do that with the CPI numbers today. In the 5-minute chart, a look at yesterday inside, you could see the market, it opened, moved lower, and then moved back to the upside, broke the 200 MA, and then just headed to the upside. But up 300 points, because we were about 50 points, 25 points. So just over 300 points for the Dow. And then overnight, quite steady, coming off yesterday's high at the moment on the overnight. But no doubt the pajama traders will make sure that things turn around mid-morning and move to the upside. And that's something I'm actually delving into at the moment as well. Looking at that time in the morning when the market starts to move once again, when the overnight traders come into the market, because it's a really smooth trade. You don't get the choppiness, whether it's worth just hanging around for that one in a morning. Let's have a look at the DAX, and in the daily also you can see that we've breached the all-time high, which was 806. We now have got the 813. We went through the 89 as well. Again, we'll look at this in more detail in just a moment. 30-minute chart. You can see how prices came down and then retested here. You can see straight away that that's an 89% retracement without me even drawing it in. And then mid-morning, this is the bit I'm on about. Mid-morning, we see prices moving to the upside. This is 12:30. So 12:30 till 1:30. This is around the 1:30. So there we go, there's 130. So the market moving up 50 points there in what I would call the US equivalent of the futures market that we get from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. in the UK for the DAX. You see how prices are brought up. It's easy to go and have a look at this. Just go back in the 30-minute chart and have a look at those times and see how the market is moved to the upside as they come on stream in the US in the futures an electronic session. There's a closer look at it in the 15-minute. Again, you can see the 89% retracement. And we turn back to green, and then prices moving to the upside there. Right, let's have a look at the 2 minute, just a bit more detail, see what's going on overnight. Not a lot to see there. We've come off the high. We made a new high by the looks of things overnight. The all-time high has already been breached by the looks of things. So yeah, not doing a lot on the overnight. And all of your pivots and areas of support and resistance is better looked at in the 30-minute, because you can see exactly where you are. You can see it near yesterday's high, which obviously was a double top there. So if I just draw this in, just to clarify that from there. No, we didn't do that. That's odd. Something's not right here, because in the... I know what it is. No, I know what it is. We didn't. We got to the other all-time high yesterday. We didn't break through to 13. Well, I don't think so. Anyway, that's got me thinking here. Just 1 second. I just want to make sure that the data's right here. So that's where we ended yesterday. So let's have a look. Yes, that's it. Yeah, that's clear now. That makes sense. Yeah, so we got to the all-time high, the current all-time high, and then we've made the new all-time high on the overnight, which actually, if I just looked at the daily chart, I could see that that was the case. Obviously need more sleep. And yeah, there we go. 15,813. Right, now cleared that up. Let's continue. So metals markets. And the silver daily, yesterday we moved back to the upside, which I'm very surprised by. So we're starting to see a bit of a sideways move now develop in the silver market. Again, still got an order down at this sort of level, just in case we do get a break to the downside, but it's very quiet in the silver market at the moment. Gold, on the other hand, is also sideways, but it's a lot higher. It's nowhere near the fib retracements to the downside, which silver is. So silver definitely being more suppressed at the moment. And the dollar attempting to move back to the upside there, having traded down to the 89% retracement. So you'd expect that as well. So let's have a look at yesterday. This is how the daily chart looked after I recorded the market alert. Prices sideways to lower. I expected them to be lower, but guess what? Seizing the opportunity that there was no major news, the DAX futures moved immediately to the upside and continued to do so until the cash market opened. And I was looking here, getting ready to see where we were going to find resistance to the upside. But before we could move to the upside, we have to shake out those that are already long. Notice how the market comes back to where it kicked off in the futures and then did this massive reversal. And if I go back a bit here, I'll show you why I want to just go back. Let me just expand this a bit. I'm just going to wind this back. Why I haven't got all of the 2-minute chart there, because I actually moved to the 30-minute chart when it opened, and I was able to draw in from this low to this high from the futures market, a 78 and 89. And had I have been a bit quicker, I could have actually bought off this BRN here, because it was in that support area. And as you see in the 2-minute chart, it just bounced off it. Huge reversal. They're up 62 points in one bar. And then the market traded sideways, traded up to 89% from there to there. And you'll see these all the way through the chart as the market unfolded, just looking for areas where there was potential resistance and also support. Now, again, the importance of the 5-bar moving average. Again, just notice how prices, once they stay above this, creates the momentum to the upside there. Run out of steam, came back and moved to the downside. Having pulled in traders to the upside, we then see prices retrace back up through that 89 that we saw here, and also another 89 here as well, where the market was struggling a bit. The rest of the morning, the market became sideways. You can see trading through. Notice this bar here, that was the end of the down move. Huge volume, tiny bar, And we'll see the opposite of that when we go back to the all-time high later in the afternoon as well. So these are great opportunities here to spot when the market is finding support and they're buying back into the market, albeit temporary, but you'll see how the market tried to hold and then traded sideways. There we've got an 89% retracement from there back to there, and then prices move back to the upside. And I'm just going to fast forward through this to the afternoon, because the important part is the afternoon session. Again, this sort of mid-morning bit, market not doing a lot. Then it comes back again. You can see from there to there we've got another 89% retracement, and from there to there another 89% retracement as the market support there. Again, you've got a double bottom there, or 89%, one or the other. And how the market just keeps bouncing off these areas until they break, which it does. It comes back to another 89 that I left in there. Again, you'll see these retracements all the time as the market makes its way back. So let's just fast forward. Again, that's around midday when the pajama traders are coming on stream then. So again, worth going back and having a look. There's the 5 minutes of the morning. You can see there we moved higher, and we got the sell signal, we had a buy signal there, then it traded back. From there to there is an 89% retracement, which is what we just saw in more detail in the 2-minute chart. But anyway, getting to the afternoon, I always start off by looking at the daily chart before the market opens, so I know where I am in the bigger picture. Market moved higher there, and we had some selling to start with, and then we had the buying, and I drew a trade in manually as the market was looking like it wanted to go and attack the 89%, which it attempted to do so. They hit some selling there at the BRN, and as the market came back close below the 5, jumped out at that point. But then the market moved back to the upside once more. It started to move once we got that support coming in there. See, we've got buying pressure there, and what we're seeing here, if I just draw this one in, you will see that it's narrower in range than the previous bar's range, and the volume is greater, so that indicates that we've got some buying coming back into the market. So let's fast forward through and have a look how the market coped when it got to the all-time high. So again, it continues to make progress. Very important, again, 5-bar moving average prices, they come and have a look at it, but it doesn't close below it. It's a bit like, the best analogy I can give you in an up move is a bit like a fire hydrant, and until somebody actually turns down the pressure, it will continue to blow the water out of the top of it. And again, you're seeing this as prices continue. And then what I do to save you going through that, but we get another retracement. This time it actually does break the 5-bar, comes back down to the 20-bar moving average this time, closes below once, and then reverses, and then we get a potential buy signal. Now, as the market fills this, you can see how once again in this bar here, how the volume is greater. Tiny bar, they're absorbing the selling that's coming into the market, and now it's a matter of heading up to the BRN there. We're in sync with the daily chart moving to the upside, which you can see there. And then what I did here was using the line tool, put on the all-time high from the daily chart just to see how the market would trade up to it. As the market got to this level, I could see that there was some selling coming into the market here as well, and I decided to get out, because sometimes what you'll get is the market will get within a few ticks of the all-time high and then move sharply to the downside. So on that basis, took the money off the table, but I kept this running, and you'll see there buying back at the 89% retracement, and then after the 4 p.m. you'll see the market coming back again. Have another go, and this time we actually hit the all-time high, and this is the bar I was telling you about. We looked at this at the downside, now see it on the upside. Tiny bar, massive volume, all-time high, and then the market starts to move to the downside, and that was the last high that was hit. And as I've clarified this morning, that it was overnight when we had the 813. Again, you can see how important these areas are. As the market trades in the sideways range, it oscillates between these fib retracements. And then again, you can see from there to there, coming back to 89. I know we're after hours here, but I just find it fascinating how the market will hold at these levels. And I was waiting to see if we were going to get a breach of the all-time high once more, but we didn't. Okay, that's it for this one. I've gone on long enough. Let's see what happens today. Don't forget we've got the CPI figures out at 1:30, so the market could be quietish this morning. Okay, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.